Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and guests, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you tonight at the 9th Commitment Award ceremony here at the Collegium Maius in Erfurt, in a rather unusual setting with only very few guests present here, keeping a distance, and with most of our audience in front of their screens at home spread all over the world. In fact, the situation this year is so unusual that for some time we had doubts whether there would be a Commitment Award in 2020. And in times of a pandemic, of increased sorrow, insecurity, and fear. And then we said, yes, now more than ever. We do believe in the Commitment Award, its capacity to make the world a better place step by step. We do believe in the spirit of the Commitment Award, which is all about hope and solidarity. It shows that change is possible. And now, standing here, I'm proud to say we were right. We have received so many wonderful applications for projects that either found creative ways to deal with the pandemic or even directly address problems that have been exacerbated by the crisis. Tonight, we will also connect you to the Commitment Award community of previous winners who have sent us videos about how they're doing, how their projects are developing. You will hear an inspiring speech by the new Commitment Award ambassador, Sophia Saller. You will watch the world premiere of the short movie Christchild, which has been produced by students of the Brandt School. And most importantly, we all will find out who the winners of the award 2020 are. Now, before we fully delve into the program, and as many of our guests in front of their home screens might be new to the Commitment Award, we would like to introduce you to the two partners that have been organizing the Commitment Award ever since 2012. The Engagementpreis Stiftung will be introduced by Markus Pins, its founder and managing director, and if you want to say so, the father of the Commitment Award. And the other partner is the Willy Brandt School of Public Policy at the University of Erfurt. The Brandt School is represented by its director, Professor Dr. Achim Kemmerling, and myself. And Achim is going to tell you a bit more about the Brandt School in a minute. With that, I wish you a pleasant evening, enjoy, and I hand the word to you, Achim.
Thank you very much, Lena. Welcome to the Commitment Award at Brandt School. It's a pleasure to host you here. Jokingly, a couple of days ago, I said that the Commitment Award for Brandt School is what the Oscars night is for Hollywood. And actually, it's not so different if you think about it. People dress nicely for a change, or in my case at least. And there will be awards given, and there might even be some sort of celebration. And I hope for all of you here and also for those watching, everybody has a glass of a drink of your choice at the site or later on to celebrate. Because even if the circumstances look differently, I think these old rituals should be kept. The Commitment Award and the Brandt School are really kind of a match made in heaven. The Brandt School itself always had this idea that it's a venue to bridge theory and practice and also to allow for cross-cultural and cross-border learning. As the Brandt School, we regularly get asked what we represent, what we specialize in, and we have explored many different types of metaphors in the last couple of years. One is a petri dish for growing new ideas of social and policy entrepreneurship. The other is a boutique institute for academic and practical training, or another was the learning hub for the Global South and the Global North for East and West. But I could also simply say that we are Germany's oldest public policy school, and in my humble opinion, obviously the best. But what we really are special is in terms of our student body, especially in their diversity and the types of talents that come together, both practical and academic. And you will see some of their resources and talents showcased in these Commitment Awards projects. One final word is that we usually also combine the Commitment Award with graduation because this coincides. And this year, unfortunately, there won't be an official graduation. But as a school, we continuously evolve. So always there's people coming and going. And as a school, we hope to achieve that those who will come have this kind of positive anxiety to come here. And those who leave will take this with some sort of nostalgia with them. In either case, we hope that you all think of yourselves as part of the family, as part of the community, and that there will always be a chance to meet next time in a different format. So finally, I would like to express my gratitudes to all of those who made this evening possible. Obviously, those students and applicants who sent us proposals. For me, you are all winners. The jury who took on its shoulders to select the winners, which is always a very hard decision. Our keynote speaker for tonight, and obviously also the administration team and the committee awards team. Finally, I would like to thank the Spiritus Rector of the Commitment Award, Markus Pinz, and I will hand over to him now.
We think that what makes the Commitment Award special is more needed than ever. If you want to be a Commitment Award winner or a Commitment Award applicant, to some extent you are all winners already, you need certain skills, certain qualities. You need to have endurance. You need to have passion about what you do, and perhaps all of this is more needed than ever in the special situation we have at the moment. And what Brandt School does is also needed now more than ever. Academic style of thinking, scientific style of thinking, well, certain respect for the truth and for the facts is now more important than ever. This occasion here is very special, so most of you will now watch this ceremony online on a platform which is de facto monopolistic. And if you comment on this while I speak now, you might do it on a social media platform which has some problems with data protection and with hate speech. So yes, to some extent, technology helps us in the current situation, but technology is not a solution to every problem that we have at the moment. Perhaps it comes with new problems or new challenges, and perhaps these new challenges make it more important what we do here at Brandt School. When we talk about democracy, when we talk about freedom, when we talk about the values that we have as far as autonomy and self-government is concerned, we might be in a situation where we have an additional problem. So, talking now about the skills and talents that Commitment Award winners need or needed, we asked previous winners what they think about the current situation. We asked them for ideas, what to do at the moment, signs of hope and signs of solidarity. As usual for tonight, we'll have a lot of videos, so please welcome now on videos a lot of previous Commitment Award winners.
In my country, many children, they are at home, so they have to stay at home, and they are not able to learn their subjects remotely.
Due to this crisis, inequalities in our countries will increase, and especially in low-income countries.
As of the moment, I am very much worried for our nurses, medical doctors, and medical technologists all over the world. But most especially, I am worried for the medical practitioners in developing countries.
One is in the area of job loss. We've seen unprecedented job loss in developing countries.
Is the corona misinformation and myth circulating on social media platforms in Ghana?
Is the adverse consequences of the COVID-19 on education at school.
The effect that this pandemic and quarantine periods will have in our mental health as individuals, as communities, and as societies as a whole.
maybe this is the time that we should rethink social development.
And we donated some personal protective equipment or protective gears for our medical staffs at Xavier University Maria Reina Hospital.
Need in Haiti to collect funds to provide food to the needy.
I have found very interesting courses in Coursera, and I think these courses can give us a lot of tools and concepts that can help us dealing with all the challenges that this situation causes.
I hope we stay together and that we contribute to our societies and communities to overcome post-pandemic crisis.
To all our doctors, nurses, and medical technologists across the globe, stay strong because we heal as one.
We shall overcome this suffering that our world has been saddled with.
We shall overcome as a people, as a humanity. We just need to stay determined and hopeful.
All of us to take necessary precautions to protect ourselves and others.
In the long term, social entrepreneurship may be a solution. I think it may help to raise money and digitalize schools.
On one hand, it's great to see all the past Commitment Award winners from all over the world. They are still connected with the Commitment Award, with the Brandt School, and next year we'll have a big celebration, we'll have a decennial. I hope that we can all welcome them here. So all of this feels great, that they all send their messages, but at the same time, it feels very, very sad that we all have the same problems, that we all face the same current situation, that the coronavirus has made no exception, and where the situation had been bad, now it's worse. So in areas where you have large inequalities, they are hit harder by the coronavirus, and therefore we all need to find solutions how to alleviate the problem. So we were looking this year for a keynote speaker, or for even more an ambassador, who can help us in this challenge and perhaps who can give us a little bit of inspiration or motivation, because these are hard times. And this year, for the first time, we looked into the area of sports. We thought, okay, so we have hard times at the moment. We need endurance, so we need somebody who's capable of, well, also facing hard times. We looked, well, not at extreme sports, but at special sports. We looked at triathlon. So triathlon, I hope you all know, this is swimming, cycling, and then even running in the end. And we found a world champion in triathlon. So tonight we'll hear a keynote speak by a world champion in triathlon. But as I said before, it's not only about passion, talent, training in this case. It's also about academic thinking, academic rigor, and science. And so we also looked for academic excellence. And we found somebody who has earned a PhD in mathematics at Oxford University. And this person is the same. We are talking about the same person who has won the Triathlon World Championship and at the same time wrote a PhD in mathematics. So please welcome as our keynote speaker tonight on film, Sophia Saller.
Hello everyone. It's a real honor to talk to you today. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate every single one of you graduating today. You've all worked so hard over the past few years to get to this point, and now it's time to celebrate. For those of you who don't know me, I am Sophia Saller. I studied mathematics at the University of Oxford throughout my academic life, from my bachelor's degree until I defended my PhD thesis at the end of last year. Alongside studying at Oxford, I competed professionally in triathlon. When I say triathlon, I mean Olympic distance triathlon, so racing for about 2 hours, rather than Ironman racing, which is for about 8 hours plus. Between 2011 and 2019, I juggled studying mathematics at Oxford with being a professional triathlete on the German triathlon team. During this time, I won several German championship medals, came second at the European Championships, and won the Under-23 World Championships. At the end of last year, just after finishing my doctorate, I decided to end my triathlon career, and I'm now working as a researcher at the German Research Institute for Artificial Intelligence. For the past few years, you have all been working towards today. Maybe even imagined what it would feel like to pick up that piece of paper which symbolizes all the hard work you have put in. Obviously, you and we have all imagined this day very differently. You were meant to be celebrating your success with your families and all the friends you have made during your time at the Brandt School. In spite of the crazy past few months, I still urge you to actually take the time to celebrate what you have achieved. It is always easy to get caught up in the moment, to be so keen on setting up the next step and moving forward that one forgets to celebrate the victories. The memories of those victories will be what keeps us going when things get tough. From my personal experience, in 2016, the year of the Rio Olympics, I was set to qualify for the Olympic Games. I had finished the previous year 20th in the world, and by performing the way I had in 2015, the spot on the Olympic team, the dream of every athlete, would have been mine. Alas, the world had different plans for me. I started that year with a stress fracture in my foot. I couldn't run for a few months in the build-up of the pivotal Olympic qualification races. Don't worry, this isn't one of those soppy stories of I still managed to qualify. This is one of those stories that are far more common in real life. I did not qualify. I just couldn't run fast enough after months without run training. It would have been easy for me to quit after that, but all the little victories in the past and the even smaller victories on the road of my recovery from the injury reminded me of my potential. They gave me hope that I can get through this, that going through this will actually make me a mentally stronger athlete. That is why it is so important to celebrate your victories, however big or small they may be, because in the future, they will be the fuel to get you through other tough times. So today, you should celebrate. Yes, the world is still in crisis mode, and you might not have worked out your next step yet. But today, we celebrate the things you have achieved, rather than worry about what is to come. Today, we celebrate all the times you may have doubted yourself over the past years, all the times you thought you weren't good enough, and all the times you have carried on anyway. Congratulations. And while today is the day we celebrate you, it's also the day you should thank all those around you that have made today possible, that have helped you to get to where and who you are today. I'm certain there are so many people that have helped you on your way through this degree, whether friends or family cheering you up during stressful times, others believing in you when you didn't believe in yourself, perhaps the friends or colleagues in your course that you have studied with during your time here, or even the professors and tutors here that have helped widen your horizons. They have been there throughout the tough times in the past, and now it's your time to share the happy times with them too. Remember that your parents may be prouder of you than you will ever know. In light of the circumstances brought about by COVID-19, it most certainly will not feel like it. But today, a new chapter in your life begins. This chapter will be different to the ones that have come before. So far, you will have spent the majority of your life in education. In education, as well as sports, it's very easy to measure success. In education, you have grades that tell you on a fixed scale how well you have done. You can easily compare your success to others. Similarly, in sports, you have times, goals, distances telling you how well you have done, and it's easy to compare them to other people that you are competing against. Well, obviously, otherwise competitive sports would not make much sense. However, from here on in, no such metric really exists. Sure, you can measure how much money you have made, you can measure how many people's lives you have influenced in a positive manner, or how successful your children grow up to be. But all these are different metrics that cannot be compared. From here on in, you must define your own metric of what a successful life constitutes for you. Your priorities may change over time. You may want to focus on 2 different things at the same time, but in each case, the metric is your own, and you cannot easily compare yourself to others. That is probably the thing I struggled with most when coming out of university and competitive sports to the real world. As a competitor, you always want to be and do the best you can, to try to be as good as you can possibly be, and like to see how you stand compared to others and measure how you improve over time. One of the earliest instances in which you will face this will be job offers. It is easy to think that the one offering the most money is the best, but the truth is it may or may not be. Think about what you want to achieve in life, where your priorities lie and what you enjoy doing, and then choose what job is the right one for you. Define your own metric of success and then make your decisions going forward based upon this metric. However, by choosing your own metric, you will not necessarily always correspond with the expectations others have of you or of life in general. You will choose things that seem right to you but wrong to others. You will learn to go your own way. Do not be afraid to try things that others will tell you can't be done. I remember back in 2011, I had just received my offer from the University of Oxford to study mathematics. I had never considered myself smart enough to make it to Oxford, so this really was a huge deal to me. On the other hand, I had started competitive triathlon in 2010 and was doing really well for the little training and experience I had. My coach at the time told me to take a year off and focus on triathlon to see how far I could get in the sport. I was 17 and the top level triathletes are in their late 20s at their peak. I told him I wanted to keep doing triathlon while at university and then consider focusing on triathlon after my studies if I really did turn out to be talented. He told me I had to choose, that it was impossible to do both. I may be a bit stubborn, and stubbornness certainly runs in my family, but I decided I wanted to prove him wrong. 3 years later, when I won the Under-23 World Championships, by then being coached by a different coach, I felt like I had achieved that. Don't, however, let yourself be fooled in thinking that it was easy. I have always been very passionate about both mathematics and triathlon, and there will inevitably be sacrifices, and I know I had to make many sacrifices going my own way. But the joy both triathlon and my studies brought me made all the sacrifices worthwhile. Do not let anyone tell you something cannot be done, because I assure you, if you truly believe in something, you will find a way to get it done. I'm not saying it will be easy, but I am saying it will be worth it. There will also be instances where life does not go your way, when no matter the passion you hold for something, for whatever reason, it just does not click as you quite hope. Ultimately, my triathlon career did not end quite the way I wanted it to. In 2015, I was kicked in the jaw in the swimming part of a world championship race, which resulted in a dislocation of my jaw. Unfortunately, no one noticed until 2.5 years later, and the unbalancing effect of the misalignment in my jaw caused problems for the rest of the alignment in my body. This resulted in one injury after the other, and by far the most frustrating time of my triathlon career. However, looking back, this was also the time where I learned the most. I built resilience, learned to focus on myself and the things in my control. I learned to celebrate and appreciate the little victories and steps in the right direction, and matured as a person. I fell and got knocked down many times during those years. I even won medals on stress fractures in my foot, but I never gave in. I never gave up, and I fought my way back from every single obstacle along the way, knowing that all the setbacks would only make me stronger in the long run. You should never be afraid of failure, as, like in sports, you always learn more from the times you don't succeed than from the times you do. So go on and try, because you will either learn something or you will earn something, or if you are one of the lucky ones, you will do both. Before I bring this section of the speech to a close, I am reminded of the words of Steve Jobs. He said, "It's only the ones that are crazy enough to think they can change the world that actually do." Now, and in these uncertain times more than ever, we need people that are prepared to take the risks that will change the world. And it can only happen if you're willing to chart your own paths in life, to trust your own instincts and values to take you where you need to go, and if you are prepared to be brave enough to risk failure. Given what you have accomplished by graduating today, I'm sure there will be people in this virtual audience more than capable of doing this. So let us be the crazy ones that think they can change the world. On the note of the courage and self-awareness it takes to make change, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Commitment Award. So many students and alumni of the school have been doing amazing things to try to make the world a better, more equal place. As proud as I am of my achievements in life so far, they were never solely my own. And while it would be easy to claim it is all my own doing, it would be plain wrong to ignore the contributions of those around me. I grew up in a society, country and family that enabled me to excel. From a young age, my parents would drive me to training sessions, would spend all day on poolside with me at swimming competitions, would encourage me at school and believe in me. My parents did everything in their power to ensure their children received the best chance at life that they could get. They knew nothing is more valuable than a good education, so if nothing else, they wanted to give us the chance to get that. But it is obviously not only my parents that have done so much to help me get ahead. From coaches, teachers, federations, friends, it takes a village for one person to succeed. In 2016, I lost my father to cancer. It was a life-changing experience. All the things I had taken for granted were suddenly gone. Of course, my mother could not fill the void that was left by my dad, but she also wasn't supposed to. During that time, I realized just how much I had still relied on my parents, on the notion that I could always rely on them to be there when I needed them most. And while I know I can still count on my mum and my family, things have changed. I have gone from being driven and picked up from airports when I disappeared to and from races or training camps, to having to sort myself out, to helping my mum whenever she needs me. Losing my father made me grow and grow up, but losing my father also made me realize how fortunate I was to have had such an amazing support network, family and father around me for the first 22 years of my life. Losing my father showed me how privileged I had been in my life, more than anything I had ever done before. It made me realize that my family and my support network were my roots that allowed me to grow the tree of my success so far. Losing my father made me want to help others less fortunate on their journey. So when Marcus Pins contacted me a few months ago to ask whether I would be willing to be an ambassador for the Commitment Award, it was not a hard decision. I have been immensely impressed by all the amazing work that has been done by the prize winners and nominees of the Commitment Award in the past few years, and of course by the nominees this year. It takes brave, hard-working and inspiring individuals to change the world one step at a time. In the past, the Commitment Award prize winners have addressed topics as fundamental as ensuring a sustainable supply of drinking water and food for communities in countries less fortunate than Germany. These are such basic human needs that we often take them for granted, when in many parts of the world they certainly are not. They have tried to ensure children are safe from abuse and to help give children access to reading and education. It is horrific to even think about someone as innocent as a child being abused, ending up in child prostitution, or living and fending for its own on the streets. All these past projects have been so tremendous in changing the world one step at a time, and I cannot wait to hear about how their projects are progressing. As we turn to this year, there are so many really encouraging and inspiring projects nominated that all give great prospects to those whose reality is worse than most of us can probably imagine. I'm excited to find out which of all these amazing projects will be walking away with the award tonight. And more importantly, I cannot wait for next year to hear about how these projects have progressed. The goal of the Commitment Award is to be part of the root of your projects, something that helps them grow as well as weather any storm. I'm very sad that I do not get to meet all of you in person today, as I cannot express enough how immensely impressed I am and have been by everything I have read and heard about your work and project so far. But there's always next year. I hope you all enjoy today.
Thank you, Sophia Saller, for this great speech, and please accept my apologies that I forgot one thing when I mentioned what you can all achieve. You are great at sports, and you're great in mathematics, but you can also give and write great speeches, so thank you for that. On trying to change the world, we are doing our best here at the Commitment Award, and we give our prizes to startup projects. We give prizes to new projects, we give prizes to ideas. So it's very important for us to see what happens 1 year later. So we can now have a little bit of a look at last year's winners who have sent us their videos. As usual, they have sent us videos. So this has nothing to do with the special situation we are in. It's just because they happen somewhere else. We had winners from Colombia, from Ecuador, and from Ghana. And we start with Colombia. We start with Tamara Puerto and her project EduSex.
Hello guys, my name is Tamara Puerto. I am the winner of last year's third prize in the Commitment Award with the project EduSex. So for those of you who don't know about my project, EduSex is a project about sexual education for school children and adolescents in Colombia. Colombia is a country with very high gender inequality problem, and sadly we see many of these reflected on high indexes of gender-based violence, child abuse, unwanted teenage pregnancy, and so on. So we believe that the best way to fight social problems is through education, prevention, and cultural change. Therefore, the idea of EduSex came to develop workshops and modules for sexual education with an integral, holistic approach, with a human rights-based approach with children in school age. So how it's worked so far, we've developed a lot of research in Colombia and internationally about the current standards of sexual education and about the specific needs of the Colombian population regarding sexual education in the initial stages of the project. Then after gathering all this information, all this research, we developed a curriculum to be implemented in the project. At the moment, we were very excited about starting the implementation phase of the workshops in Colombia, but something unexpected happened in March. I was traveling to Colombia to start the implementation, and COVID-19 arose, and then and this is something I want to transmit to you. We had to make a little adjustment to our initial plans, and today we are developing a series of online open workshop for all of those interested in learning more about sexual education in Colombia. We are having the first event on the 18th of June. And we are hoping to continue with experts in different topics regarding sexual education and sexuality, developing the topics that are the content of EduSex further through an online open format. This was a very big challenge, adapting a project to the current needs, but and the message I want to transmit to you today is that every challenge is a new opportunity. We are taking this challenge as an opportunity to grow further, to reach more people, and to expand our project. So I will hopefully show you some footage of our first event. And please support us also in Facebook and with your friends. I wish you a lot of luck for this year's participants, and keep fighting for your dreams no matter what comes. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tamara. Our projects, the projects of the winners, the projects of all applicants, now take place under difficult circumstances, and even the production of the videos were under difficult circumstances. So our next winner had to get special permission to have this video filmed because you couldn't meet other people. Our next video is from Ecuador, from our winner Vanessa Hernandez Zambrano and her project Tierra Verde.
Ecuador has a population of 17 million people, where close to 10% are Afro-descendants. The majority of this population is in Esmeraldas, a coastal province showing one of the highest unemployment rates. In terms of gender, it shows a lot more vulnerability and discrimination towards women, hitting the hardest to single mothers because access to financial services and opportunities to generate independent economic activities are very limited to inexistent. However, entrepreneurial initiatives highly motivated by the needs and opportunity identification is what characterizes most of these women, and this has also offered the opportunity to implement the communitarian factory Tierra Verde, to process and pack different products in addition to improve their presentation with quality standards. The aim of the project is to offer an opportunity for social economic productive groups based on Afro-descendant women and single mothers to start their own formal economic activities. The communitarian factory goal is to fulfill sanitary and quality requirements in processing, packing, and presentation improvement. Using the concept of circular economy, the communitarian factory is used by different groups for many products, not just giving entrepreneurs the infrastructure and the opportunity to formalize their activity, but also reducing possible environmental impacts by motivating the use of the same resources and infrastructure to partially process and pack several number of their products. With the support from the Commitment Award, the factory has partially started its activities. We have provided specific machines for packing and sealing the products, which were the most complicated for the entrepreneurs to acquire because of their financial limitations. Despite the current pandemic that has hit Ecuador very hard, women in Esmeraldas are resilient. Their families count on them and they know that they are strong, but they are struggling to continue with their economic activities. This is why we have come up with provisional solutions to help them continue their production, which only since the month of June they have been able to start again. We will continue with our journey supporting women's empowerment, and we know there are more challenges ahead. But as the Commitment Award has shown us, we do not stand alone, and this is only the beginning.
Thank you very much, Vanessa, for a great project. And it feels so good to see the Commitment Award in Esmeraldas on site, seeing how much people can do there. And if you ever want to enter the German market, I'm pretty sure you'll find a lot of customers here. So please export your products to Erfurt. We will buy them. Thanks a lot. As I said, our winners, our applicants are very passionate about their projects. Now you'll see a video where also the beneficiaries of the winners are very passionate. You'll see in a second what I mean by that. Last year's first prize winners were Neo Tododo and Anthony Dogbedo with their project Reading Hub in Ghana. Please have a look.
Explores the theme of education, especially that of the girl child in the Ghanaian society.
As a principal, I'm very happy the Commitment Award team through the Reading Hub has come to our community and our children are able to read. We are very grateful.
My name is Ado, a broadcast journalist. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Commitment Award team for the support they continue to render towards the Reading Hub. In fact, through such support, the Reading Hub is able to match with their vision to raise avid readers for our dear country, Ghana. I say to you, thank you, and may God richly bless you. I would want to assure you that the Reading Hub is working assiduously to raise people who would be able to read and comprehend and then carry forth our dear country, Ghana, onto higher heights. May God richly bless you.
As a community member, I'm very delighted that the commitment team has come to our community through the Reading Hub to help our children. Very grateful.
Volunteering with the Reading Hub, I have seen how the reading skills of the children have improved. Thank you to the Commitment Award team.
My name is Samuel, a volunteer with the Reading Hub. I want to say a very big thank you to the Commitment Award for all that it has done. The Reading Hub has impacted a lot of kids in the community of Buduburam, and this has been made possible by the Commitment Award. We say thank you, and may God bless you.
You are an avid reader. We are avid readers.
The Reading Hub has helped me to improve my reading skills. I am now an avid reader.
The Reading Hub has increased my interest in reading.
Since I joined the Reading Hub, my vocabulary has increased greatly.
Thank you to the Commitment Award team.
Thank you, Otto, and thank you, Anthony, for this great project. was a great pleasure to see how happy the children are, that they can now read, that they are avid readers, and we all take it for granted that we can read. But in a situation like this, if kids can't go to school, they can't learn how to read. So this, once again, is a project that is now more necessary than ever. Thank you for that. And now we have a world film premiere. And this film has been produced here at the University of Erfurt at Brandt School under the surveillance of Professor Solveig-Richter. I think this is unique, at least for me it's new, that the Brandt School has entered film production. So I'd like to welcome Professor Richter and ask her how this all came about.
Thank you, Markus, for this very nice introduction. And as you can see, we do not have a red carpet today, but I thought I bring a little bit of red carpet atmosphere, a little bit of glamour. Since we have our film premiere today. How this came about, Markus, a crazy idea usually at the beginning, you know me. And, well, we had a class with my CSMP students, actually, on songs and movies of War and Peace. And we started a project together with Ado Hasanovic, a famous filmmaker, and we had a film workshop. And the students were tasked to actually think about a screenplay of diversity and discrimination, something that is highly relevant in Erfurt, in Thuringia, in Germany, all over the world. And what came about was actually a 3-day film workshop. We were working like 24/7 to make this movie work. And we realized it, but actually I don't want to make too much words beforehand, so I think it's much better to first see the movie. And as we say in Germany, Film ab! So, as I said, I did not only promise you some glamour, but also some emotions today for this Brandt School's Oscars night. So this film was actually only possible with an incredible film crew behind, with Ado Hasanovic, Leonardo Kurz, all the students, and then support by the whole Brandt School. But most importantly, we had a wonderful actors. Michelle, welcome. May I shortly introduce Michelle Acante, who is actually living here in Erfurt since 2012 with her mom and siblings. And it's fascinating since her mom is actually my former PhD student, so I'm very proud I have now Michelle on my side. Michelle, tell me a little bit, how was it to do the movie? How was it to be an actress?
I think it was very exciting to have that experience because of all the film shooting, and maybe sometimes it may be a little bit hard to repeat all the things, but I shortly got used to it, and it was quite fun.
Quite fun, that's good. We had some work. But Michelle, I mean, the story is about a Christchild, you know, about a little girl who dreams to become the Christchild. You are also a pupil or a girl of color. What does this story actually mean for you personally?
For me personally, it means that that I am, just because of my color, that doesn't really mean I can't have dreams too, and that I can't be somebody important in my life.
That's very important, yes, and I think that an applause for that, right? So follow your dreams, Michelle. But maybe as a last question, what are your dreams? What would you like to become here in?
Actually, I would also like to become an actress like I am now, right now in that film.
You definitely have the talent for that.
But I would like to become it and go after my dreams and become a very professional one also.
Okay, all our fingers are crossed for you that we made the first steps for you, Michelle. But as I can say, thank you a lot for participating, and thank you all who kind of supported that film project, which is actually a very important take also regarding cultural integration and diversity, which we live at Brandt School, but we also live it at Erfurt, Germany, in Thuringia. And this movie is actually all about that.
Thank you, Michelle. That was great, and I wish you all the best for your career. And I'm very, very optimistic about that. Couldn't be a better start. So thanks a lot for your help, and thanks a lot for this great film. So now it's time for this year's Commitment Award. We now have the Commitment Award 2020. And what is the Commitment Award? How do you get it? And who wins the Commitment Award this year? We have 3 winners. We have far more winners. All applicants are winners. But in the end, 3 groups or projects will win the prize. We had 5 jury members, and these 5 jury members had to do the maths. I hope that Sophia Saller is proud of us. So they all had to write down a lot of numbers, and they had to do a lot of calculation, so that in the end, the group wins with the highest number. So our thanks go to the jury members, Marufa Akhtar, who was our very first Commitment Award prize winner. Then we have Annalena Winkler from the Haniel Foundation. We'll see her later. We have Dirk Wegler from the TEX. We have Robert Burdi from the MDR. We have Michael Dirks from the Smith Stiftungen. And we thank them wholeheartedly for their hard work. And I'm pretty sure that this year again, they have found great winners. The jury members complain every year that we can award only 3 prizes. And we keep on changing, or we try to change that, but this is at least for this year the case. What do you get if you win the Commitment Award? The total prize money is 5,000 euros, which is then given to the winning projects. But perhaps what's even more important is the network to the other winners and the network to the Brandt School Alumni Network. So since the Commitment Award is now awarded for the 9th time, so it's now the 9th Commitment Award this year, and since Brandt School is also around for quite some years, we have a big network, and you have access to virtually experts everywhere, and this is also true for the applicants. So if you don't win tonight, don't be sad, please be happy, because you're also part of this network. So, okay, you don't get the money, but you know, money only makes you unhappy, so forget about the money. But please use the network we have over here. And our first winner is the 3rd prize winner. So I ask Achim to help us with opening the envelope and telling us who wins.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure to start the main event tonight. So you can see the envelope is sealed, so there's no tricks. I'll open the envelope right now. I'm as curious as you to find out. So the 3rd prize of this year's Commitment Award goes to Sarah Philip Field and Shaw Shiku. The name of the project is Yangon Playmakers, a community hub by and for Dagon Saikan Township youth. Please.
Thank you everyone for joining the ceremony today, the distinguished guests, our fellow Brandt School students, the Brandt School administration, the Commitment Award team, and the juries. It is a pleasure for us, the Yangon Playmakers project team, to be here. And as a kid, I simply used to go out of the house and play on the streets and go to a nearby public space to engage in different social activities. However, nowadays, it's not the same for children and youths in Yangon. A research in 2019 showed that Yangon only has 0.4 square meters of green space per person, which is a lot less than the WHO recommendation of 9 square meter of green space per person. And the number 93 ward of Dagon-Sekan Township, which has a population of 11,000 people, they have no public space at all. We would like to tackle the problem by building a community hub and a playground for children and youth in the number 93 ward, using sustainable and cost-saving techniques. So in doing so, our approach is participatory design, which is we will work together with the people from the community for research, design, construction, and upkeep of the community hub. The impact of our project is centered around positive development for kids and youth, community empowerment, improved community health, and social cohesion. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here today, and we are very looking forward to implement the project. If you want to be a part of it by volunteering, by funding, or by any other activities, please come talk to us. Have a nice evening.
Hello and good morning everyone from sunny Bavaria. My family and I, we are on a holiday here close to the Chiemsee on a farm, and while being here the importance of your project struck me several times. Children need a place to play, they need space to grow, and they need space to develop, and most importantly they need green space. Here on our farm it's basically a children's paradise. They can do whatever they want and they have so much space to play, develop and to grow. Thank you that your project is helping children to advance their cognitive, emotional and also social skills. Thank you for providing Dagon-Sekan Township a playground. Not only the corona crisis showed and is showing that those who are our future are often neglected. Thank you that you are helping those who are our future. Thank you for your project and good luck with everything.
Now we agreed on wearing masks while giving over the canvas to show to the world later how it was in 2020. So one big applause once again for our third prize winners of Commitment Award 2020. Thank you very much, good luck with your project, and we look forward to see your videos next year. So thank you very much, and we hope that you can start with your project very soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
We now come to our second prize this year. And once again, we need to open an envelope first.
It's my honor, and it's exciting for me to open the envelope for the second prize. And the second prize of the Commitment Award 2020 goes to Women Force, Consuelo Fuentes in Chile.
Last year, 3,800 women were killed in Latin America by a man with whom they had some kind of relationship. This is a cruel reality over the world. As a policymaker, we must fight to eradicate all kind of violence and discrimination gender on base. However, this is a very difficult structural, cultural problem that will take time to resolve. What can we do now? That's what I thought. What can we do now in the short term? I would like to provide a protection tool for women. So I will develop a mobile app which has a panic button. Women can activate it if they are in a dangerous situation, like domestic violence. As a result, the app will send an automatic message to the police and their families. I'm convinced that the timely arrival of help could save lives. So I'm very grateful for this award and for the opportunity to develop this initiative that I'm sure that can have a great impact. So thank you very much.
And we have a laudation speech by our jury member, Robert Woody, which we're going to show to you now.
Violence against women is perhaps the most shameful human rights violation, and it is perhaps the most pervasive. These are the words of former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan. The most shameful human rights violation. And you know why it is so damned shameful? Because we cannot push it away. It's not somewhere else, it's everywhere. We should be shameful. Every 3 days, a woman gets killed by a former friend, lover, partner, spouse in Germany. 2 a day in Guatemala. In Mexico, 1 in every 2.5 hours. In Chile, the official number of femicides in 2019 was 10. Not so bad, one might say, but this official number probably says more about the negligence of a male-dominated society than it says about violence against women. When I first read Consuelo Fuentes' proposal, I was confused. What is an app going to achieve against femicide? Is a colorful button on a smartphone going to stop an angry fist or a raging brain? I found that hard to imagine at first glimpse, and then I thought, hey, finally an app that doesn't serve its own purpose. It's not to measure your performance at jogging or your quest for the best short-term mate. It's to save lives. And this is the very charm of your project, Consuelo. You propose to use a simple everyday tool to save women's lives. For once, modern technology to serve people, not vice versa. What a refreshing approach to a most depressing problem. These are days when our world is trying to get to grips with the most vicious pandemic. The coronavirus is currently raging through countries like Chile like a curse. Civilized nations are joined together in battling the disease. And let those less civilized look down shamefully at the toes of their boots. They know who we are talking about. But few people have looked shamefully down at the toes of their boots when it comes to the deadly epidemic of violence against women. That's pandemic as well, has been for decades. Your project thrives for practical help for women when they most need it. It combines technology with a no-nonsense approach, and it saves only one life. If it saves only one life, it will be well worth the effort. I'm confident that it shall save many more. I'm glad that this is being recognized with the 2nd place in this year's Commitment Award. I wish you the best of luck and success in battling femicide. When I began, I quoted Kofi Annan. He also said, as long as it continues, we cannot claim to be making real progress towards equality, development, and peace. Let me add, it's about time we do make such progress. Thanks for making the commitment. Congratulations.
Perfect. Congratulations, Commitment Award 2020.
And the winner of the 2020 Commitment Award is Daniela Sota Valdivia increasing knowledge in Peru. Congratulations.
Alianti Menayan Kashanki. That means how are you in Quechua. Did you know that in Peru more than 3 million people are Quechua native speakers? And did you also know that Peru is among the top 10 countries most hardly hit by corona this year? Unfortunately, this also means that this year many children will not be able to go back to school. Among these children are 2,000 children aged between 7 and 11 in the indigenous community of Carca in Cusco. Due to the remoteness of this community, the national TV and radio programs are not able to reach these children. Through our project, Yupaita Yachasunchis, which means increasing knowledge, we aim to provide weekly radio programs together with the local teachers and the local radios in the community. We are sure that with your help we can really make a difference in the life of these 2,000 children and help them survive these difficult times, as well as reducing the educational gap between them and the Spanish-speaking children in the country. Thank you.
The laudation speech for this year's first prize winner is given by Dirk Wegler. Dirk Wegler is the head of the Thuringian Center for Business Startups and Entrepreneurship, and he tells us why Daniela has won with her project in Peru. So, see now on video Dirk Wegler.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Thuringian Startup Center here in Erfurt. The Commitment Award is an affair of the heart for me every year. That's why I'm more than happy to give the laudatory speech for the first prize in this year. All of us are facing challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic and struggled around with home office, homeschooling, and most important in this time, home yoga classes. Especially with our children, we could see how difficult it is to improvise and create necessary conditions for a learning atmosphere at home. But despite those challenges, most of us were able to overcome the problems thanks to a well-developed internet, computer tools, and most important, WhatsApp groups. But not all students worldwide can enjoy these privileges. What if we didn't have WhatsApp, Zoom, or even internet? What if our online teachers did not even speak our language? What would we do? In this case, for over 2,000 Quechua-speaking children from indigenous communities in the Cusco region facing COVID-19 in Peru. The national homeschooling program, I Learn at Home, is trying to provide education for the whole country, broadcasting courses in Spanish languages, in the internet, radio and televisions, but it does not reach remote indigenous communities where the poorest people live. In these communities, only local radios and few computers are available, and moreover, the governmental learning material is not available in the mother tongue Quechua. Our winning team this year, Yupaita Yachasunchis, has reinvented homeschooling. They have set themselves the task of broadcasting languages and mathematics courses for a group of Quechua-speaking children aged 7 to 11 years via radio broadcast on a local radio. Nobody, also including Christian Drosten, knows how long we will go through a social distancing time. In this case, promoting radio education is an innovative tool to complement traditional education and as means to allow a social contact and therefore lower the risk of COVID-19 infection in rural communities. But it is not only about the time of the pandemic. Concepts of a kind can also be adopted and further developed in the post-corona period as a concept of providing equal education for pupils from the rural areas. We would therefore like to thank and congratulate Yupaita Yachasunchis for its innovative spirit and their ability to improvise and desire for change in challenging time. Congratulations.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi,
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Daniela.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm in Berlin right now.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Excellent. So we've been through the Commitment Award ceremony, and we were very sad not to have you here because
Well, you applied for a very special project, and we found out that sometimes old technology is the best technology. We were surprised that you went for radio, because we thought everything is now smartphone, but it was not only us who liked it a lot, also the jury liked it a lot. So you won the first prize. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy. I'm very happy. We just went back for radios because in these communities, that's the only thing they have. They don't have anything else, and something maybe today we don't use here, but over there, that's the only technical thing they have. So I'm very happy for them. Oh my God, they're going to be so happy. I'm very happy. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it was an excellent proposal. Only the title was very hard to read out.
so can you please, for all of us, just say the title in Quechua once for us?
Yupaita Yachasunchis.
We are all very, very glad, and we all look forward to seeing the realization of your project next year.
Yes, I will keep you updated on what we are doing with the project.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Now, the Commitment Award 2020 comes to a close. Thanks to all of you here, thanks to all who've prepared, and thanks to all of you watching. I have only one thing to say, and the one thing I have to say is that the problems and the sufferings we have seen today, and you've seen on your small screens, on your laptop computers, tablets, or smartphones, are not video games. They are real sufferings. They are real problems, and they need real solutions. So I wish you, the winners, the applicants who are also winners, and all of you, the best of luck to realize your projects, to realize your dreams, and let us all make the world a better place. I wish you good luck and take care. And now we have started with Achim, Lena, and me, and now we go back in reverse order. So, Lena, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Marcus. Again, it's my honor to have had the first words and now the last words for tonight. On behalf of the whole Commitment Award team, I hope that you have enjoyed this year's Commitment Award ceremony. And we ask you to stay tuned for the 2021 Commitment Award because we have quite some surprises in store for you. It's going to be the decennial, so the 10th Commitment Award. We will keep you updated through our social media platforms and on our website. And now, before it's time to say goodbye, it is also my time to say thank you. I would like to thank Sophia Saller for her great speech, our jury members for their assessments, the whole Commitment Award team for their hard work. We all are grateful to all the wonderful members of the Commitment Award community, alumni, winners, and applicants. And of course, we thank you, our audience, for spending this evening with you. And to close the ceremony, I would like to ask all applicants and guests present here to join us on the stage, of course, in times of pandemic with masks, so we can all wave our audience goodbye.